Welcome back. So in this video, I want to talk about a way that we can wait for things to happen before WebDriver moves on to a command. So for example, you remember when this here, when it wasn't commented out, it threw an error. So let's save and let's demonstrate again. Spinning up the app. So it types the user email and right. I forgot again here. Okay, it needs to type in a valid email in order to click and have the alert message appear, and that's what I forgot to change. So this time there should not be an issue. All right, so everything worked, but again, when it tried to find alert success, it did not appear immediately. It took almost a second, so it freaked out and it threw an error. But that's okay, WebDriver, because we have Driver.sleep to the rescue. Driver.sleep is how you can pause WebDriver. So you can, let's say you have a bunch of commands here, then that something like this is about to happen, and that WebDriver should wait before checking for this. You can pause the whole thing. You can tell WebDriver to stop for the specified amount of time. So if we just do, and this is in milliseconds, we can do 1000 milliseconds, so that's a second. And now when we run this, boom, it worked. Alert success text is thank you. We saved your email address with the following ID, and then the ID. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that we can do that. The only issue is that WebDriver, the Driver.sleep command, I do use it a lot, but for debugging purposes pretty much. Meaning that while you're writing a long test suite and suddenly things fail and it seems like some things might be happening too fast for WebDriver or whatever, then I'll throw in a quick Driver.sleep command right before where I think the issue might be, just to verify that it's true or not. So here, I suspected that we needed to wait here for a little bit, right? And that's why I used the Driver.sleep command. But, and this is very helpful, it's very quick and easy. But it is considered bad practice to actually do this in real tests, in real world tests, because the thing is, this probably didn't even take a full second to happen. This probably took maybe 600 milliseconds. Actually, let's play with this a bit. Let's do half of that. 500, like half a second, all right? And now let's try this again. This might actually throw an error. It might be too quick, because it almost looked like it did take a second. Yeah, that was too quick. Let's play around a little more. Okay. My editor is not responding. Why? Keep waiting. Oh no, Adam crashed. Look at that. It's not good. Okay, at least it's opening back to where it was before. But it's being slow. Come on. You can do it. Do I have to re-record this whole thing? Nah. Okay, cool. So let me close this and this. All right. Now we're going to try 700 milliseconds. Okay, that worked. So this is an example of why using driver.sleep is bad practice. In a large test, if you litter, to be safe, you'll usually choose a second. Actually, a lot of times you'll choose more because you'll be dealing with apps that are sometimes slow to load, that have to do a lot of things before something can happen. So you might find yourself littering your code with driver.sleep commands for 1 second, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, right? And on a big app, when you have hundreds of those, then you're adding minutes and minutes and minutes, and you could even add an hour to your test. And that is not good. That's why when you use driver.sleep, only use it for your own personal development reasons. There will be cases where there have been cases where I've had to just use a WebdriverJS after giving up when trying for hours to find solutions that did not require driver.sleep, when it seemed like driver.sleep was the easiest and quickest way to get something done. Sometimes you'll have a deadline and you're just like, look, let me just throw this in there until I figure out a better way to do this in the future, right? But for the most part, you will never need to use driver.sleep in production. You're just using it for yourself to debug issues with wait times and stuff like that. But in general, never use it in actual tests that are going to be run for a client or by a company. For that, we have things called implicit and explicit waits, and I'm going to look at that in the next video. We're going to talk about implicit waits, but for now, this was a video about driver.sleep, and now you can figure out how to use driver.sleep for debugging reasons. Like here, I used a 10-second wait in some of my examples so that we can keep the browser open a little longer before it quits. And for things like that, that's when you use driver.sleep pretty much. So see you in the next video where we will tackle implicit waits.